A photograph of a gun a Gwinnett County man held as he was shot and killed by police. This happened on Thursday morning, and we now know it was an airsoft pistol. That is a phony gun.
Investigators say they also found a suicide note inside 27-year-old Steve Hutchins' home. Tonight, Joe Hankey is looking at the latest example of officers finding out too late the gun pointed at them simply was not real.
Well, Jeff and Melissa, a GBI spokesman tells me this was the gun right here pointed at Gwinnett officers yesterday. This gun right here was pointed at Atlanta Public School officers last month, and officers shot the man who was holding this gun near a school in southwest Atlanta. And this gun right here recovered by Gwinnett officers back in 2012 after they fatally shot a man they say failed to follow their orders to drop his weapon. The problem, all of these guns are either BB guns or airsoft guns, but for officers out there making those split-second decisions, it's impossible to tell.
We put the pictures.
I see a Colt 1945
in front of former Nashville police officer Vincent Hill.
And a Walther PPK 380 pistol.
And to him, every one of the toy guns looked real.
It looks identical to a Beretta 92F, which was made very popular in the Lethal Weapon series. Mel Gibson carried one of these.
Hill says an officer fearing their life is on the line would have to assume these guns are real. He even put his own real gun on the table.
If you were to look at these two side by side, especially from a distance of about 7 to 10 feet, there is nothing in your eyes that would tell you one is fake and one is real.
A GBI spokesman says Gwinnett County Police attempted to de-escalate a situation Thursday with a man now identified as Stephen Hutchins. After 5 minutes, Hutchins pulled a gun and raised it at officers. An officer fired, killing him. Today, as the GBI continues investigating, it released a picture of Hutchins' gun. It is an airsoft replica pistol. More than ever before, though, Hill says toy guns are resembling real guns.
Toy guns, they get altered. Some toy guns, they're actually metal. They have slides, just like real guns. They slide back.
Hill even found himself in a similar situation in Nashville while responding to an emergency.
Gave commands to drop the gun, drop the gun. He kept saying it's a toy gun, it's a toy gun, but you can't really take that at face value, right? You have to assume that it's a gun.
The person dropped the gun, which Hill now knows for a fact was a toy gun, and thankfully he avoided firing a single shot.
Because officers don't want to go out and do this, but when they're met with that, they have no choice but to do it.
And outside Forest Hill Academy in southwest Atlanta, this BB gun, as we mentioned at the top of the story, is what led officers to shooting a man in December. We learned this afternoon the GBI today has now handed its investigation on this shooting over to the Fulton County DA's office, who will be up to that office to decide whether those officers use excessive force or if they were in the right with shooting that man. Jeff?
Joe Hankey, thank you. Tonight on the late feed, 11Alive anchor, former police officer Ron Jones will talk about being in the line of duty and decisions that officers are forced to make each and every day with very little information. You can see it on our sister station, 11Alive, right after this broadcast.
Tonight, an